wonderful people. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing amazing. Happy Love Month. And happy belated Valentine's Day! I hope you guys had an amazing Valentine's Day. This is past me, so I wouldn't know how my Valentine's Day went, but I'm sure I was lonely. So I decided to make this video for Valentine's Day so that I will feel less lonely during this love month. As you can see from the title, I am more of a fantasy reader than anything, but last year during December, I've wanted to delve into romance, but I haven't really read much romance still, so this is gonna be so fun. So I picked 5 romance books that I can take on a date. Because I'm lonely. I didn't pick them randomly. I picked like a variety of them so that they won't be super the same. We'll see how it goes. But I'm just so happy. So yeah, let's get started. So I can't make a romance video without featuring the Queen of Romance, Colleen Hoover. This will be my first Colleen Hoover book. Oh my god. I'm really scared. So I borrowed this from my friend. She's a big fan of Colleen Hoover, and I asked her, what Colleen Hoover book do you recommend for beginners? And she gave me this one. I was actually hoping that she would say this one, and I'm like, okay, it's meant to be. So I've been seeing this everywhere in TikTok, Bookstagram, BookTube, legitimately everywhere. We'll see if I like this. I'm honestly scared that if I don't like it, a lot of people will hate me. Because I know a lot of people love this book, and I know a lot of people are fan of Colleen Hoover, but I shouldn't assume that I won't like it because it's unfair and I haven't read any of her books, and I'm actually really excited to know if I actually like her. What if I get an addiction? So let's see if I will like it. Hi. I'm actually really nervous to talk about this. Right off the bat, I'm going to say I liked it. I didn't love it. The problem with super hyped books, sometimes we ignore that there are trigger warnings in the book. So I'm gonna say it off the bat. It has a trigger warning. I'm gonna say it. I don't think it's a spoiler because we should know what we're reading, right? So has a trigger warning on domestic abuse. I did not know that when I was getting into it. So we follow Lily Bloom. So in the present time, she meets this guy called Ryle. He's a neurosurgeon. He's very successful. He is very handsome, and he's basically the perfect guy. And then there are some other times where we see her pass through her journals. She found her journals, and she kind of wanted to read it. So we see her story with her first love as well, and that's Atlas. At first, I thought it was just gonna be like this very cute love triangle. I'm not a fan of love triangles, but I thought that it would be great because everyone's raving about it, but apparently it's not really a love triangle book. It's not okay, this is what I want to say first. I kind of don't want to consider this as a romance book because it's much deeper than that. It talks more about real life issues, and I love that about it. I don't know how realistic this is. I've never been in that situation, and I don't ever wish anyone to be in that situation. Just a brief review, I guess. I love the pacing. It's so quick. I never really put it down. Side characters, so I love them so much. They just add to the story. But the main characters, they're a little underdeveloped for me, because all I know about Lily is that she loves flowers and she's very ambitious, and that's about it. And she's very caring. That's all I know about her. And with Atlas, all I know about him is he's very caring too. And with Ryle, basically he's just a perfect person. He has a successful job. He's very handsome, and without saying spoilers or anything, that's all I want to say about the main characters. All in all, I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I'm kind of really worried. A lot of people will be like, why? It's my favorite book! I don't understand why. This is a lot of people's favorite book. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. But I still really want to vent out. So, spoilers in this section If you do not want to hear any spoilers, please skip to this timestamp over here. And I know I have some of my friends that will still want to read this, so please don't be tempted to not skip the timestamp. I'm talking to you. I know who you are. Just skip it, please. Don't spoil yourself. So if you have read this, please, please, please have a discussion with me, because I just really, yeah, okay, okay. Spoilers right now. 3, 2, 1, okay. First part, I love the fact that Ryle is such a perfect character when you meet him. You know, it's like, it's very realistic on how these abusers just seem to be the perfect people until they're not. You know, like, I don't want to like say anything about my personal life, but I kind of get that. Like, sometimes very charming people can be very deceiving. I just love the fact that Ryle, you'll never see it coming if you're in Lily's shoes. But what I didn't like about this book as its own is I don't ever want to read something that will make me sympathize an abuser. And I get the fact, yes, I get it. The quote from the book, there are no bad people, there are only people that do bad things. Yes, I get that. I get that we need to at least look at the other side of someone else's story. But the thing is, with abusers, I really don't want to feel sorry for them in any point. I don't know, that's just me. That's just very personal to me. I guess the reason why I gave this a low rating is because of that part. Is because every time in the book, the writing just wants me to forgive Ryle. And it's not even what Ryle says, like he's saying, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. It's more of the book added a story for his actions, and it just made it not, I guess, it made him more of a real person. Yes. But yeah, it just didn't sit well for me, I guess, personally. That's why I didn't give it a high rating as much as a lot of people. I still don't understand why this is a lot of people's favorite book. If it is, please let me know why. Please put like in the comments spoilers and then put your explanation why. It's just, for me, I just feel a little disgusted with myself if I do see a reason why to feel sorry about Ryle. If you get what I mean. I don't know if I'm making sense. I know they have their own story, but there's still no excuse to hit anyone at all. There's no excuse to be abusive at all. If I see Ryle trying to better himself, I guess I would be okay with that. I never saw that in the book. We see Ryle separated from his daughter. That's his punishment. And obviously, not being with the love of his life, that's his punishment too. But I want to see what he does after, if he does redeem himself, you know? Also, the references with Ellen DeGeneres is sickening. It's so, oh my god, why is she in every freaking chapter, in every freaking page? And every time, like, there's this sweet thing that happens that can actually redeem my thoughts about the book, all of a sudden, it'll be like, someone will just say, just keep swimming. Oh my god, when I saw that line, I can feel my eyes roll to the back of my freaking head, because I know it's supposed to be inspirational and cute and romantic, but for me, it was just a little cringy. I guess that's it. That's all I want to say. End of spoilers. So hi again. I just want to say, all in all, I didn't hate this book, but I didn't love it as well. If you did, please let me know why. And like, I'd love to have a discussion about it. I just wish she didn't mention Ellen DeGeneres that much. I'm still willing to try other Colleen Hoover books. That's all, I guess. 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, it's not a bad rating. I still really liked it. I don't know what else to say. Besides, please don't hate me for not loving this book. Okay, for the next book, I kind of wanted to go to the YA realm and be more wholesome, I guess. So I picked up The Henna Wars by Abida Jaigirdar. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm so excited to read this. All I can say from this cover, it looks so wholesome. I'm so excited for a wholesome read. And again, as I said in the first part of this video, I really want a variety of these romance books. So this is a sapphic YA romance, and I cannot wait. So we'll see. Hi, I just wanted to interrupt because I'm in the middle of reading The Henna Wars, and I swear to God, if I see a freaking Ellen DeGeneres reference in the next few books that I'm gonna read, I'm gonna throw my freaking iPad across the freaking room because I swear to God. I'm sorry, that was a ramble. I'm liking it so far though, so I'll get back to you. Hi. So let's talk about The Henna Wars. It's so cute. Trigger warning, though. The author even mentioned it in the first part of the book, which I appreciate a lot. So this book contains instances of racism, homophobia, bullying, and a character being outed. First off, ow. I absolutely love this book. So we follow Nishat. She's from Bangladesh and she loves doing henna. So we basically follow her. This is a coming of age story. So in the first part already, she already came out to her parents that she's lesbian. So we follow her first. She's at a wedding and she meets this girl that kind of looks familiar to her, and she recognized her as someone that she went to primary school with. And her name's Flavia. Flavia is half black, half Brazilian. I believe I might be missing something. And then in her school, she realizes that Flavia is a new transfer student. Not really transfer. She's a new student at her school, in her high school. And there's this weird year that's called transition year. In the Philippines, we don't have that. But apparently, it's just a year where you have your subjects and it's a little bit more practical. So in their business subject, they actually make a full-on business in their school, and they have a competition that if you win, you will be winning like around $1,000. Our main girl Nishat wanted to do this henna business because it's part of her culture and everything, but then Flavia and her cousin China, which is Nishat's rival, I don't get why a contemporaries main characters always needs a freaking rival. Anyway, they decided to do a henna business as well because Flavia attended that wedding and she thought henna is just so beautiful. And that's it. That's the whole plot. That's enemies to lovers and all that shit. What I love about this book, it made me feel so much feelings, mostly anger at like the people in the book on how racist they are towards our main girl and how homophobic they are to her as well. But what I love about it is how Nishat is such a strong character and she deals with it so maturely. And the romance is so cute. Like, okay, at first I did not want her to be with Flavia because, oh my god, we see character development so much in this book to the fact that I freaking hate Flavia in the middle of the book. And at the end, I'm like, okay, cool. She's cool. Like, the character development of everyone here is just amazing, except for China, the rival. But yeah, I really thought it was cute. I rated it around 3.5 out of 5 stars. I mean, I didn't rate it a 4 because, I don't know, I just thought it was okay, but I thought it was really, really cute, and I loved it a lot. It was such a fun read. Very quick too. The pacing is so great too. Like, again, I could not put it down. I think I've read it just for a day, and that's a miracle for someone like me. I'm a very slow reader. So yeah, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Basically, I enjoyed it a lot. So I love my sapphic romances, and this, I guess, is one of the most wholesome ones that I've ever read. I love how this book made me feel a lot of anger, but then a lot of wholesomeness at the same time. It's so cute. That's why I love YA romance, because it centers more on the wholesome side of romance, and I don't know, I just love it. It's very adorable. It's a cute read. So the next book that I picked up, we're going back to the adult realm, and we're going to another romance queen. I picked out Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. This will be, again, my first Penelope Douglas book. I am loving this adventure. that I'm having and discovering romance authors that everyone loves. So yeah, I will update you if I really liked it. This is a great start so far. It ends with us kind of made it a little bumpy, but the Henna Wars totally made up for it. So yeah, we'll see. Hi. Yes, I changed my hair. I got my hair done just today and washed it because I didn't like how they styled it. But I don't know. I'm digging it. Anyway, we're not here to talk about my hair. We're here to talk about Punk 57 and. Oh my god! Okay, before I talk about it, let me tell you what it's about. Punk 57, we follow Misha and Ryan. They go in different schools, but their schools are just a town away. So during fifth grade, they were assigned to send letters to each other. It's a school thing. I wish every school does this. And since then, they decided to keep on going on with the letters because they kind of love having the conversation. And since fifth grade till the present, they have been just sending letters to each other. So obviously, both of them know each other's deep, darkest secret and how they are personally. And basically, with these letter exchanges, they obviously will fall in love with each other with the image of what they have of each other while they were writing letters to each other. So Misha thinks Ryan, the girl love interest, is a very quirky girl, very not like other girls kind of girl. But basically, that's the image that Misha has of Ryan in his head. Misha is a lead singer of a band. In the first chapter, they have this event where they just invite people around and have fun and all that stuff. And since Misha is a part of the band, he discovers that Ryan is there and he figures out that she's his Ryan. And that's when they first meet. But Ryan doesn't know that Misha is Misha. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. And then we have a time gap after that. Something tragic happens in Misha's personal life. But with some circumstances that happen, Misha is now attending Ryan's school, but in a different name. So basically, Ryan still doesn't know that Misha is in her school. He has a fake name, which is Mason, but Ryan has no idea that she's actually talking to Misha. And at the time, Misha is not even sending letters to Ryan anymore because there's something that tragic happened to him. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then Misha discovers that Ryan is not actually the girl that he has in his head. She's more of the cheerleader type girl that just pushes people down and thinks that she's on top of everyone. You know, that stereotypical popular girl. Misha suddenly becomes a bully to her. So it suddenly becomes a bully romance just because obviously he's hurt because he thinks Ryan's a fraud, and I guess that's where it starts. I don't know if I butchered it. I'm so sorry if I did, but I think it's friends to enemies to lovers mixed with bully romance here and there. What I noticed with Penelope Douglas with this book, it's not the usual cutesy romance books that I'm used to. So it's very dark romance and I love it. I did not expect to love it so much. I rated this 4 out of 5 stars. Okay, let me just say. Okay, hold on. I have notes. What I love about this, first of all, it's the characters. We have Misha and Ryan's point of view, and I love seeing that Ryan doesn't know Mason is Misha. And then I love the characters. They're such real people. Like even Ryan, even though at first she's like very annoying because again she's a little bit of a fraud, or she's obviously just wants to fit in, and that's why she's one of the popular people. But what I love about it is she does have her insecurities and she knows that she's doing wrong, but she's still trying her best to be this persona that she doesn't like just so that she can have friends. She's all around a real person. And Misha, he's such a cool dude. He's a lead singer of a band, so and obviously he gets hurt a lot in this book because of Ryan not being the person that he thinks she is. It's just so amazing. And with this book there are other plots that's not just about the romance, all of a sudden Misha transferring in a different school, we would be questioning why, because they're already seniors and there's only a few months till graduation. Why would he transfer schools? There's obviously a reason, and at the end we'll get to know it. But it's not Ryan. With Ryan just being there, it's just a bonus for him. But there is a different reason for him to be there, and it just keeps you guessing on why is he there, why is he doing what he's doing, which I love that extra element. It's not just the pure romance that we've been seeing. There's a lot of questions that you'll have while reading the book, and the answers are so satisfying. And oh my god, the smut. Oh, I think this is the most smut I've read from a book so far, which I'm not complaining because the smut was so good. I love this book 100%. I will recommend this to anyone. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. So I'm halfway with this challenge of sorts, and I am having so much fun. I think I'm gonna be a romance reader real soon. I'm just loving this journey. Yeah, I love it. So the next book I picked out, we're gonna delve back to the YA realm. I have here is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. A lot of people love this, so I hope I will too. So we'll see. Hi. So let's talk about this book. The Sun Is Also a Star. Also, I just want to say the lighting is a little different. I'm sorry. It's just because it's the nighttime and I kind of just want to vibe. You know, I just want to chill. So, hi. Yeah. Okay. So, The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. It's so cute. This is like the romance that I've wanted because the wholesomeness and the innocence of it, it's just so freaking cute. Okay, before I gush about it, let me tell you what's the book about. So we follow Daniel and Natasha. Daniel is a Korean American. He's Korean, he's born in America, and Natasha is Jamaican, but she's an undocumented immigrant. So the reason why we follow these two in just one day is because Natasha is scheduled to be deported at 10 p.m. on that day. And that's just such I know what it's like to be in a different country and you would prefer to live in that country, and on the day that you leave, it really, really hurts. I know how she feels. So she goes to the city and find help on how she can stay and not get deported by the end of the day. And with Daniel, we follow him because he has a college interview at Yale. He applied to be a doctor because his parents want him to be a doctor because he has Asian parents. We get it. I get it. Daniel is more of a dreamer. He's not very practical, but his parents want him to be. Asian parents just want the best for their children, and I get that. I have the same parents, to be honest. They always just want us to go to the practical side, even though we're dreamers. And Natasha is more of a logical kind of person, and she would rather be very scientific with stuff and be practical in life. They're seriously just the opposites of each other. So while they're trying to do what they're doing, they find each other and they fall in love. Basically, they just find each other in New York City and they fall in love in one day. I know insta love is not the best trope in the world, but the thing is, with the urgency of Natasha leaving on the day, I kind of get why they fall in love in one day. It's not like an adult love where they will love in a mature way. This is more of like a puppy love sort of thing, and I get that. What I love about this, it's obvious that they are meant to meet, but not necessarily meant to be. And it hurts. Because at the end of the day, Natasha is still going home. Going to Jamaica. I just want to say as well, it was so cool. The coincidence, because it is Black History Month, I did not expect to learn a lot about Jamaica. With Natasha's perspective, she explains a lot about her culture, and I love that. It's such a perfect book to read at this time with romance and Black History Month. It's so good. Okay, let's talk about the book. I love the characters. The pacing is so nice. I love that the chapters are so short. That is such a bonus because I love short chapters and it just keeps me wanting more. It has so many messages and themes. It talks so much about faith, religion, love, and obviously immigration. I love that in both of them, they know what opportunities lie in a first world country compared to their own country. And I get that. And I love seeing how difficult it is for Daniel to be so Korean but not Korean enough, or so American but not American enough. It's so, these characters have so much personality in them. Also, we do follow both of these. We have their own perspectives. But sometimes the book goes to a different direction and discusses someone else's perspective. Like, for example, if they bump into someone and then all of a sudden the next chapter is about that person that they bumped into. It's just one chapter. And I love that about it because we see that even though we are the main character of our own story, that people around us still has things to deal with and things that they have in their own life. And I freaking love that. It makes everything around them so real, and it's not just all about them, and everything just comes full circle in the end. And I love this book so much. Let me read you something that I love with all my heart. Ooh. So Daniel is the one saying this line, and I love it. It says, "We are capable of big lives, a big history. Why settle? Why choose the practical thing, the mundane thing? We are born to dream and make things we dream about." But yeah, that's all I can say, I guess. I'm loving romance books a lot now. And I thought I would not like the YA romance that I'm gonna read, but both of them, they're just so adorable. How could I not love them? I rated this one 4 out of 5 stars. I wanted to rate it around 3.5, but I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. 4 out of 5. It's so good. I love it so much. It's so wholesome. It's great. I love it. Okay, so are you ready for the last book? I don't know if I am. I'm not ready for this journey to end because it was so fun. So the last book, we're going back to the I don't know if it's adult or new adult. It's Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I've started this already, actually, because I couldn't wait. I think, where am I? Yeah, I'm at chapter 4, and I cannot wait to see if I will like it. I wanted to have a book that I would rate 5 stars in this video, and I am hoping this would be it. And we'll see if I'll still love it by the end of this. So let's dive into it. So let's talk about it. Oh my god! So first off, I just want to say I really, 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 really love this. Not quite a 5 stars for me though. It's a solid 4 stars. I love the story. Okay, so we follow Alex, the first son of the United States, and Henry, the Prince of Wales. So we follow Alex. His family and friends were invited to celebrate the royal wedding of Prince Philip, Henry's older brother, and a girl. So they were there in the wedding, and then Alex and Henry got into an argument and accidentally knocked over the wedding cake, which costs a lot. They had to do this fake friendship thing to make the press think that they are in good terms. Basically, that's how I want to say it. That's how I want to say the plot first. This book, compared to all of the books that I've read, I think is one of the longer romance books. And it really does span for like a year or so. And it kind of makes sense why the book is long. But yeah, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It's sad that I didn't rate any book in this video 5 stars, but I have reasons. This is almost a 5 star, 100%. I loved it so freaking much. I don't know where to start. Probably I'm gonna start with the characters first. Alex and Henry are 2 main characters. They're just very cute, very adorable together. I love it. Alex is this all-American dude that just wants to have fun. And Henry, I kind of don't like how stereotypically English Henry is. But, I mean, he's still a great character. He's still very relatable in a sense. I love the fact that this book represents new adult in their 20s. Very, very great. It's like all they want to do is have fun. And there are some points where some characters, they're having trouble to figure out what they want to do in the future for their lives. And I love that. It's like the internal struggle of every new adult. And this book is filled with like pop culture references. And I love it because most of people my age love their pop culture reference. And this book has it. And I just want to say special mention, my favorite character that's not part of the gang, but she's Zara, the chief deputy of staff for Madam President. I love her so much. I can feel her stress through the pages. she's just this adult that really wants the best for her president and for her kids. And I can feel that with her. I love her so freaking much. But yeah. So basically, this book, we are set in between an election period. Alex's mom obviously wants to be president again, so they're trying to do this campaign in the middle of the romance and stuff. I shouldn't be surprised that there's a lot of politics in this book. I mean, we are talking about public figures that are in politics, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised about it. But the thing is, I'm not American. I don't know anything about American politics, and I don't know how it works. I don't see myself invested in the story of their politics. But for the romance, though, this book, I gotta say, is the book where you see their relationship blossom while they're in their relationship. It's not a book where you see them fall in love and then have a relationship. It's like they have a relationship first and then you see their love blossom. And I love that so much. Seeing their love evolve through time, even though they're in long distances, communicate, but the way they're communicating with their emails and stuff, I love that. That's actually one of my favorite parts. Their emails to each other. It's actually really sweet, really cute. And obviously, I love the queer representation. Alex is bisexual and Henry is gay. They're actually part of this book where I teared up because it's just so wholesome and sweet and cute. It's just, I loved it so much. But yeah, I think I don't know how to say how much I love this book. It's because I just love the experience of it while I was reading it, but now thinking about how I want to review it, I'm kind of in a blank. I don't know why. I think because at the time when I was reading it, I was just so in the moment, if you know what I mean. Oh, another criticism that I kind of didn't like about this book, the chapters are so long for no reason. It's like one chapter is around 50 pages, and I did not love that. I actually needed the audiobook to help me get through the book just because the chapters were just way too long. I gotta say, the voice actor for the audiobook, so good, so talented. I love me some quick chapters, but the thing is, it is a personal taste, so it's just me. It's just really personal for me, but it's very predictable, and I kind of get that. I mean, romance books, sometimes they're very predictable, and that's fine with me. I mean, it's still great. As I said, there are scenes that just made me want to cry. It's very impactful, very dramatic, very wholesome still. I love this book. 4 out of 5 stars though. This book will be in my favorite shelves, 100%. That's all I can say. Oh my god, and that's it for the challenge. I did it! I did it! I read 5 romance books and I liked every one of them, and I am so happy that I did this journey. It's such a great challenge to do if you're not a romance reader, and now I feel like I'm gonna be a romance reader. Honestly, I love this journey. It just made me so giddy, so happy. So those are all the books that I've read. I'm happy that I liked every one of them. So that was like the best time I've spent Valentine's week or time period, whatever. I guess I'm just gonna search for more romance books to buy. If you have a favorite romance book, please comment it down below. I would love to read it, and I would love to know your opinions on all of these books that I've read. If you agree with me, and if not, I would love to have a discussion. And yeah, thank you again so much for watching. I love making this video, and I will probably make more. And I love you guys so much. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah! Bye!